All right, y'all, we back with another video. So, as you already know, the newest event has already been out for quite some time on the JP side. So I figured I might as well do a video tackling the actual boss. So today we are going to be doing this ugly ass tree motherfucker. He is weak to blue, so we're going to be trying to aim for, of course, 10 out of 10, or, you know, whatever the highest we can possibly get, right? Naturally. So let's get right into it. I already have a team kind of already set up ahead of time, but yeah, this guy's weak to blue, so of course, you know, the GOAT himself, Sukuna, will be usable here, so that's going to be good for us. So let me just find the team real quick. Okay, so here we have the team. So we have Yuki, right? Then we also have this memory right here. This is going to help us a little bit, you know, charging our ults, etc. Then we have Inumaki. Of course, Inumaki is an amazing debuffer. Now, of course, in this situation, you can use like Blue Ghetto, but I feel like since Blue Ghetto is more limited and Inumaki is standard for future purposes, I decided to just go with Inumaki here because he will eventually be added to the standard pool and a lot more people will have more access to him. You know what I'm saying? So I figured that's probably the best way to go about it. So we use Inumaki just in case if somebody wants to try to imitate this team, they can. Then, of course, we have Unity because Unity is going to help us charge our ults. We're going to be firing off ults like many times throughout the entire duration of this fight because it is 17 turns maximum, right? So there is going to be some time to, you know, go through the entire fight. Next up, we have Yaga because Yaga is an amazing buffer and everybody should have him. We have the Shoko memory because that's going to provide some sustain considering that we're going to be fighting for a long duration. Want to have as much sustain as possible. We have Sukuna because Sukuna is the GOAT and he is the strongest DPS in the entire game. But for blue, he is the strongest overall. Then we have Domain Megami because once Domain Megami does happen to come in, if somebody does happen to die, it's most likely to be Yuki because he's literally a rare character, so he's going to have the lowest stats. Domain Megami will come in, and then Domain Megami will take over. You know, of course, we'll eventually get to the ult, which then we will debuff the enemy with 3 single target skills. And then, of course, nuke one more time, ultimately, to do as much damage as possible. The memory itself, you already know what this memory is. Absolutely OP memory, providing, you know, special charge for your team. And then, of course, you know, crit. And we're using it for the special charge mainly. So when he comes in, we're going to have that, and that's going to be very nice. That's going to help us, you know, charge our O's for our team faster and then, you know, try to get the maximum damage possible while, you know, of course, trying to beat everything within 17 turns. So let's see if we can actually manage to get, you know, the 10 out of 10 run. It's going to be quite difficult because it's like this boss has so much HP. Even like in the final stage, I believe the final stage, I saw that he was like 20 million HP or something. So yeah, the boss has a lot of HP considering how many like waves or stages of HP you go throughout the 3 phases. It's going to be quite some bit. So anyways, this is the team, so let's get right into it. Everything that I'm going to be doing here is basically going to be improvised, right? Like we're going to have to just make decisions based on where we're at in the actual fight. Anyways, let's get right into it. Enough yapping. It's time to cook this fucking fraud ass tree. Oh yeah, one more thing before I actually go in. Let me just kind of show you where my skill levels are at. Because I keep forgetting this whenever I do a showcase. It's really important that I do start showing you guys the actual skill levels so that way you guys can kind of get a gauge of where I'm at with them. And that's it. You don't need 5 dupes. I'm pretty sure you could probably still score high with Sukuna even with like less dupes. Probably don't even need any dupes. Obviously, you're trying to aim for as high as you can anyways. Like, this isn't to just beat it. This is just to score high. So, as you know, there's 3 different phases when you fight this boss. You know, they're at specific thresholds. I believe it's like 1 through 4 or some shit. And then the other one's like 4 through 7. And then the 7 through 10 is the final phase. It's something like that. I'll probably put in the description, if anything. Or I'll probably put a text on screen. But either way, you're going to have those thresholds, and then, of course, you're going to be soft capped on how much damage you could do to the boss because it will turn over to the next phase, right? So you can't just nuke him all in one go. It has to be over the course of the fight. So you can't just be like, yeah, all right, I'm going to just nuke 200 million and then get from 1 to 10. That's not how it works. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to be using the memory and then Yuki skill 3 to charge our ults, of course. We're going to use skill 3 on Inumaki with Unity. And then Yaga's going to use the skill 2 naturally because it's a buffing skill. And with Sukuna, we're just going to use the skill 2. So now I think the plan here is going to be skill 1, skill 3 on Inumaki, skill 2 with Yaga again, and then skill 2 again with Sukuna. It's gonna get us some good damage in. Gambare, gambare. That's right, bro. Cheer for me, boys. Alright, so we're gonna skill 3 again to debuff him. Skill 2 Yaga, and then this time we're gonna use skill 3 on Sukuna. That should knock him down out of the first phase, I believe. Not bad, not bad. So here we are, we're on the 4th turn. We are already on the 4th rank, of course, like whatever you want to call it. I think what we do here is we're going to use Yuki ult. We'll keep debuffing the enemy, of course, skill 2. Then we'll use skill 2 of Sukuna because we already used the skill 3, so we want to charge up his thing again, obviously. Now we're using his ult, but keep in mind, remember, you need to use Curse to actually use up the buff. So since, you know, Sukuna's skill 2 isn't essentially curse damage, we don't have to worry about using it. Right, so we're gonna skill 1 here, skill 3 again, skill 2, and then we'll use skill 3 on Sukuna because of course we already have 90. You just want to keep trying to maintain his debuffs. Bro, his heals are insane, bro. Like, Sukuna just works perfectly for, like, long-form content like this. It's crazy. Alright, so we use skill 3 again. Excuse me, let's use this with skill 3. Then we'll use Inumaki's ult. We'll buff with Yaga. And then we'll use, of course, the ult with non-standard. Because, of course, we already have the buff still from Yuki, so that's going to be nice. I'm pretty sure. Alright, so we're in here. Now we're going to start charging up, of course, our ult a lot faster than we were previously. Because, you know, we have Megami who just came in with the memory, naturally. We're going to use skill 3 on Megami. Then we're going to use skill 3 on Inumaki because there's no reason not to. We're going to use skill 2 with Yaga. And then, of course, we're just going to be spamming skill 2 with Sukuna. Because obviously we're locked to it. And then we should break the enemy here. And here we're gonna skill 3 again because of course we're trying to manage and make sure that our curse energy is low as possible, so we can of course charge our ults at a rapid pace. We're going to debuff the enemies. Inumaki, I mean, there's no reason not to. Literally just spam him until like oblivion. Skill 2 with Yaga, and then of course we're gonna go into skill 3 with our Sukuna. Because he's broken, so we might as well utilize as much damage as possible, right? Just use our skill 2, skill 3, we'll buff again, and then, probably skill 3 once again. Because, I mean, he's still broken, so I might as well just, you know, keep taking advantage of it. Not bad. So we're already at 7. That's pretty good. So here's where it's going to start getting a little bit tricky, but I think we should be able to manage. So we're going to use our memory straight away. Then we're going to use skill 3 with our unity. Then we're going to use Yaga buff because, I mean, it's Yaga buff. Like, why would you not use Yaga buff? And then here, I think I'm just going to stack bleed. I'm not going to use the skill 2 just yet. I'm going to just stack bleed real quick. I think that's probably going to be the thing that we're going to do here. All right, so let's see here. I think what we'll do here is we'll just ult straight away with Megami, skill 3 with Inumaki, skill 2 with Yaga, and use Shoko memory, so that way we make sure none of our characters die. And then I think with our Sukuna, we will probably skill 1 again, so that way we can get the stacks of bleed on him. Ooh, so no stun. That's a little bit unfortunate, but that's fine. A stun would have been nice. Alright, so of course, Megami skill 1. Skill 3 with Inumaki. Skill 2, Yaga. And then skill 2, Sukuna, because now we're going to start building up. Can he like start attacking Megami, bro? Please? Alright. So skill 1, skill 3, skill 2, skill 3. See if we could try to get to a break. Okay, we didn't get to a break. That's fun. Then we'll skill 1. We'll ult with our Inumaki. We'll buff with our Yaga. And then I think we'll ult with our Sukuna, right? With non-standard. Because here we will get the last debuff on the enemy. And then, of course, we'll still ult with Inumaki, which will debuff the enemy further. And, of course, it's a combo ult with Sukuna. And then we're going to use Yaga. He's going to continue to keep buffing to make sure that we have the buff active the entire time. I think that's the best way to go about it, right? So let's ult, get some good damage in. Hopefully our Yaga doesn't die, because I don't want Yaga to die just yet. Okay, we got the break, so we don't have to worry about him dying. He's not going to die. Not bad. We're at 9 already. So now we're just going to use 1 with Megami, skill 3 with Inumaki, right? Because obviously keep maintaining these debuffs on the enemy. Yaga buff. And then skill 2 with Sukuna, because obviously he can't do anything else. Okay, so we got 2 turns left. Can we make it, though? Okay, skill 1, because we're not going to make it to the Megami's ult anyway, so we're just going to use skill 1. It doesn't really matter too much here. Skill 3 with Inumaki would be nice. Actually, we use Unity too, right? I think that's what we'll do. We use Unity and then skill 3, Yaga skill 2, and then we will use skill 3 on Sukuna, right? Because he's broken, so we want to try to take advantage of that right now. So we get as much damage as possible. Okay, that was like, what, like 5 million just from his skill 3? Crazy. Alright, skill 1. Inumaki ult. Yaga ult. And then, you know, skill 3 with Sukuna. This should be able to finish him off. This is the final turn, but this should be able to finish him off. We should be 10 out of 10, which is... That's good, that's good. Easy. Just like that. Just like that. I say easy, but it was not easy. Yeah, I was making like quick decisions, but brother, this boss is like insanely hard. If it wasn't for Sukuna, bro, I don't know how I would have even gotten 10 out of 10 on this. So there it is, 10 out of 10 on the blue boss for the potential. Really, the only Chad here who even made this possible was Sukuna and Inumaki. You don't necessarily need Inumaki. If you have Blue Ghetto, this should be even easier for you. But like I said, I mentioned earlier, I used Inumaki because most people are probably going to have more access to Inumaki later in the future than you would to Blue Ghetto, because you would necessarily have to wait until he comes back on his limited banner. But yeah, I mean, quite difficult. I'd have to say the blue one is probably the easiest of the four because, like I said, we have Sukuna. Green is probably doable on 10. Maybe I gotta do more, like I gotta try a little bit more. Red and yellow, I don't know if they have a chance. They might with Yuji. They might with Yuji, or I feel like Team Gojo's good, but like the thing is you have to like charge up too much. You don't attack as often as you need to be. So I don't know. I gotta do some more testing. But right now, I think, you know, we did blue. The next one that we're gonna try out is gonna be green, most likely, and I think just by judging by off of what I know and what we have on paper, and of course the characters that are there, I think I should be able to do it, but we'll see. Either way, I'll probably have another video up soon doing, you know, another one of these. I don't know which one it may be, but yeah, there you go. This is going to be the 10 out of 10, whatever the hell you want to call this shit, for blue. We killed the fucking tree guy. He got absolutely obliterated. Sukuna's a go, and yeah, praise Yuki for being this universal rare character that's been here since the start of the game as an OP Chad. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching, and that's going to be the end of the video. Peace.